a lot of people, not me, because I don't pander, are saying that the women's tournament is going to be more exciting than the men's college basketball tournament. Where you guys stand on that? Who want to take that?
Uh, I mean, I feel like it's a lot of propaganda personally, and I feel like a lot of people are trying to force it. And I don't think that women's basketball is anywhere near as popular or as a sport as like men's college basketball. I think women's basketball is strictly just Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, in South Carolina. Like, I don't think many people are watching other teams besides those, three subjects, So that's why I personally feel like Caitlin Clark really should have stayed another year because like the WNBA, like, a lot of people aren't gonna be following her, keeping up with her like after that. College is just different. Like all of us 20 plus, 21 and up, a lot of us went to college, like we're associated with a school program. It's just different. That's why everybody I feel like watches March Madness. It's just a different type of energy. You're just going for a school, their kids and whatnot. But when you go to the professionals, it's just different, But no matter what, the men's college basketball, the March Madness, like it's lit every single year. And that's why I personally feel like, it's going to be a lot better for the men's, moving forward, not just this year.
So on you, TZ.
I think like kind of go back to what that conversation we was having via text yesterday when Drew said about the storylines. Remember he was saying that the men's side is more of the storylines that people want to see. I feel like that's more so for the women's side of it. I feel like the storylines, like to go piggyback off what Drew said with the Kaylin Clarks, the Angel Reese, the South Carolina, you know what I mean? Like those three or four schools, once you leave from those three, four schools to watching them play, with all due respect, I like personally watching women's basketball, but everybody don't find it as exciting without a storyline. You know what I mean? So that's where I think it reaches its viewers peak when, like, if they knocked out in the first round or whatever of March Madness of the big dance, I don't think it will get too much viewing after that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree, man. I feel like it's a lot of propaganda, and one thing that I'm getting tired of seeing is like a lot of NBA players like pandering, talking about women's college basketball because it's like y'all talking all this stuff, but it's like I don't see like what aspect they're really trying to help besides just talking them up. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really propaganda. Like people say that because it's good PR, right? Like, oh, I'm watching women's college basketball. To be honest with you, I haven't watched a full women's college basketball game since the what was that? Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese last year. I catch highlights, but I'm not like going to get Chipotle and coming home and watch them like I do Kentucky or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's more like a thing where it's nice. And the fight that they had with South Carolina and LSU, that was actually kind of good for the sport, actually, because it got people talking about it. It's another storyline, right? So it is kind of like storyline driven. I feel like with college men's basketball, it's storyline driven, but it's also blue blood driven. Like Kentucky, like we want to see Kentucky obviously do good. Duke, North Carolina is back this year. A lot of people got them winning. I think UConn is going to go back to back. It's blue blood driven, storyline driven. It's no player this year in college basketball as big as Caitlin Clark, and hopefully we can get that going again. But besides that, I feel like college basketball for men checks off every box, whereas women's kind of just check off the storyline box.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. I'm gonna admit, like I actually, Deerich, I tell you all the time, like I watch Caitlin Clark, like all these milestones she was in, like I'd be watching.
Amazing, bro. She can really.
But if it was a March Madness finals for the women and the men, and if it's LSU versus Caitlin Clark, Iowa, like I'm probably gonna watch that over the men's final because, like I said, the storyline is just a lot better. I feel like they're playing for more, and that's why they had one of the highest, viewed games last year in the finals. So I'm not here to like just down women's basketball. But I'm just speaking of it from a reality standpoint. Like, once Caitlin Clark leaves, like let's not expect, like don't expect it to go up. The viewership to go up. Like it's most likely going to go down.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that like when you watch women's college basketball, it's kind of like that's kind of like your last time probably watching them because nobody watched the WNBA. So it's like when we watch college basketball, it's like we'll see him in the league next year. But when you watch the Caitlin Clark, like I'm not watching Caitlin Clark in the WNBA. Maybe you are, Juice, because she that good, but I'm not gonna go out my way to do it. Now, will I check highlights? Yes, I will. But when you watch her in college, and if you know this is Caitlin Clark's last game in college, and women's college basketball is bigger than WNBA, you obviously gonna tune into that. Whereas if I'm watching Robert Dillingham for Kentucky and they losing by 16, it's like I'll catch him next year in the league when they go to the Houston Rockets or something like that. You know, it's not like that for women's, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.